Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Daily Fantasy Show. For today, the 4th of September, I will be taking a look at everything you need for your daily fantasy games on DraftKings today. I will be looking at starting pitches, stacks of the day, how we can construct a lineup to maximise our point scoring potential, foundation players that should be used as the foundation to build a winning lineup on, and a value player at each position, except for catcher because it's Sunday and a lot of them get a day off. For anyone that hasn't had the opportunity to sign up and play daily fantasy sports with DraftKings yet, I'll pop a link in the description down below for this video that will enable you to do that today. Starting pitchers today, Darvish is the most expensive for the Texas Rangers at $11,800. I will be honest, I almost didn't put him on the list today. I think his upside is limited. He does have a sub-1 ERA in starts against Houston this year, however, and he does strike hitters out against a strikeout-prone Astros lineup. He just doesn't often work deep into games to give you the top-level upside that you'll be needing for a sort of $12,000 price tag. Usually, when I say that, he does get to 7 innings though, and in fairness to him, he has pitched into the 7th, if not necessarily completing it in every start in August, and he has struck out 9 on 3 occasions. He has got 90 strikeouts in 71 2/3 in a shortened year for him, so I think he is worth certainly some consideration in your lineups today. Chris Archer of the Tampa Bay Rays for $9,900. I keep going on about how superior Archer is at Tropicana Field, where he has a 2.61 ERA in 14 starts, compared to a 5.79 ERA on the road in the same number of starts. He is elite for strikeouts. He's got 202 in 169 innings this year, and the Jays are a lineup that ranks above average for strikeouts. Archer hit his season high, which he's done twice this year, of 12 strikeouts in just 5 innings in a defeat. First start of the season at home to Toronto, so unless he has an absolute nightmare, which hasn't really happened at the Tropicana Field this year, then he offers arguably the most upside on the slate from pitching today. Jose De Leon of Los Angeles Dodgers for $7,700 for the second pitching prospect the Dodgers have behind Urias. This looks a fair price on his debut today. He offers extreme strikeout upside, has been solid in the minors, struck out 111 in 86 1/3 at AAA this year, while going 7-1 with a 2.61 ERA. He gets a lower end scoring offense that strikes out the second most in all of baseball in a pitcher's ballpark to start him off today. There's a lot of upside. Obviously, you've got the cautionary tale that sometimes pitchers do flame out on debut, but I think he looks a really good play for $7,700 today. And Seth Lugo of the New York Mets for $4,000. I like Lugo. He has done a really good job for the Mets in for the injured Mats, allowing no more than 3 earned runs in any of his 3 starts. He doesn't strike out masses of hitters, topping out at 5 so far on his starts this year, but if you don't allow runs at this price, you don't need to do a lot. And looking at the weather forecast today, Citi Field, which is already a big ballpark, will be playing huge, as there are very strong winds forecast to be blowing in from centre in the weather forecast. Looking at the stacks of the day today, wow. Easily the best ballpark today, obviously, is Coors Field. The best weather forecast conditions for hitters today is also at Coors Field, so it does look like runs. I'd be a little put off by John Gray, who just doesn't allow a lot of home runs for Colorado, and Archie Bradley has won both his starts at Coors, including one outing where he went 6 innings with 1 earned run, but the weather conditions look to me like they should prevail here in the end. So with the Colorado Rockies, I'll take outfielder Raimel Tapia for $3,000. He was in for Charlie Blackmon yesterday in the leadoff spot. He had 2 hits. If Blackmon is healthy today, obviously Tapia will not start, but I'm personally going to hope that they give Blackmon another day off. He was a late scratch with a back injury yesterday. Tapia offers great value and upside if he hits leadoff for Colorado in this ballpark and weather conditions for just $3,000. Second baseman DJ LeMahieu for $5,000. He's hitting .345, 10 homers on the year, .435, 2 home runs in his last 15 games. Outfielder Carlos Gonzalez for $5,000 has the platoon over Archie Bradley, hitting .303 with 24 bombs on the year. Outfielder David Dahl for $4,900 also has the platoon, hitting .333 with 5 home runs. He's gone .393 with a homer in his last 7. And third baseman Nolan Arenado for $5,600. He's hitting .293, 36 home runs on the year, hitting .464 with a couple of homers in his last 7 games. For an Arizona Diamondbacks stack, second baseman Jean Segura for $4,800, .317 hitter with 12 homers and 28 steals on the year, hitting .375 with a couple of homers in his last 15 games. Outfielder AJ Pollock for $3,600. He's hitting .321 with a homer and 4 stolen bases in the 7 games since he returned from injury. First baseman Paul Goldschmidt for $5,000. He's hitting .300 with 20 homers and 23 steals, hitting .315 with 2 homers in his last 15 games. And third baseman Jake Lamb for $4,600 is on the right side of the platoon with Gray. He had a home run yesterday, which was his second in 3 games. He's hitting .259 with 27 homers on the season. Other stacks I'd look at today are the Chicago Cubs. Over the 3 years prior to this one, Cueto has struggled against the Cubs with an ERA of around 4.5. That spikes to over 7 in his 2 starts at Wrigley Field. He has struggled in the second half of this season, going 1-4 with a 4.25 ERA since the All-Star break. I'll take first baseman Anthony Rizzo for 4,700. He has the platoon and a homer off of Cueto, hitting .292 with 26 homers a year. Chris Bryant can be used at third or in the outfield for $5,000. He's hitting .306 with 36 homers on the year, .379 with 6 home runs in his last 15 games. The switch hitting outfielder Dexter Fowler for 4,200, who hits at the top of the lineup. He's hitting .276 with 10 homers and 9 steals on the year. Ben Zobrist at second for 3,900. He's a switch hitter, hitting .275 with 14 homers. And if they put him in the lineup, Chris Coughlin, who can be used at second or in the outfield, is only 2,400 today, and he has a home run and the platoon advantage against Johnny Cueto. Doesn't hit for a lot of average, but he has been getting better in recent games. The final stat today is the Baltimore Orioles against the New York Yankees. This is basically based on the decision that the Yankees made last weekend when they switched the rotation up. They moved CC Sabathia up a day on short rest to face Baltimore so that Pineda missed the Orioles and faced the Royals instead. Today, Pineda is going to face the Orioles. The Yankees will have had their reason to do that, so I'm going to bank on Baltimore taking advantage of whatever it is that the Yankees saw in the matchup they didn't like with Pineda. I'll take outfielder Adam Jones for 4,500. He's a home run off of Pineda, hitting .279 with 25 home runs on the year. Hit a home run yesterday and is batting .370 in his last 7 games. First baseman Chris Davis for 4,400. He's on the right side of the platoon. He's got 2 home runs against Pineda, .221 with 33 homers this season. He's hit 3 home runs in his last 7 games. Manny Machado qualifies at third and short for 5,300. He's hitting .305 with 33 homers on the year, .310 with a couple of homers in his last 7 games. And outfielder Mark Trumbo for 4,800. Low average with hitting .255, but he does have 41 homers on the year, and 3 of those have come in the last 7 games. My foundation players today, at first I've gone with David Ortiz of the Boston Red Sox for 5,000. Has the platoon advantage against Oakland's Kendall Graveman, hitting .320 with 31 homers on the year. He's hit .364 with 4 homers in his last 15 games. Matt Carpenter of St. Louis can be used at second or third. He's 5,200 today and enjoys the platoon against Adelman of the Reds. He's hitting .280 with 17 home runs, and it is a nice yard for the hitters. At third, I'm using Jose Ramirez of Cleveland for 4,400. He can also be used in the outfield. The switch hitter gets Tom Kohler, who did struggle in his last start against the Mets. Ramirez is hitting .305 with 10 homers and 20 steals on the year. At short, I'll take his teammate, the switch hitting shortstop Francisco Lindor, for 4,600. He's hitting .319 with 14 homers and 16 steals this season. He's batting .500 over his last 7 games. And my outfielder is JD Martinez of the Detroit Tigers for 4,500. He's hitting .319 with 19 homers on the year, .362 with 3 homers in his last 15. And Edinson Volquez has struggled with a 6.56 ERA in his last 7 starts. My value play today, at first I've gone with Pedro Alvarez of Baltimore for 3,900. If you can't get Chris Davis in the stack, Alvarez is an able substitute. He has the platoon with Pineda, hitting .257 with 20 home runs, and he hit a home run the last game he played, which was Saturday. Didn't play yesterday because obviously Sabathia, a lefty, started, and that's not a good matchup for Alvarez. My second baseman is Yoan Moncada of the Boston Red Sox, who can be used at third for 3,100. Got his first extra base hit yesterday in his second game amongst a couple of hits, and he has the platoon advantage against Kendall Graveman. At third, I'll take Evan Longoria of the Tampa Bay Rays for 3,800. He has the platoon and a home run against J.A. Happ, whose performance has dropped off in the last 3 starts or so. Longoria's hitting .282 with 31 homers the year. At short, I'll take Marcus Semien of the Oakland Athletics for 3,600. He has the platoon against Boston starter Rodriguez today. He's hitting .238 with 23 homers. Semien has done very well against lefty pitching this year. And in the outfield, I'll take Domingo Santana of the Milwaukee Brewers for 3,600. Was crushing lefties before he got injured. He's hitting .229 with 4 homers on the year. He's obviously been off a long time with injury, and I'm hoping he gets his swing back going against the inexperienced Pittsburgh left-hander in opposition today. Best of luck with your lineups today. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video, hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today, and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups and have a great day.